You can afford it, but the second you reach for it, your parents' money rules start speaking through you. Have you ever noticed yourself about to spend some money on something you genuinely want, and then a sentence appears? We don't waste money on things like that. People with money are usually greedy. Or, you should save it for a rainy day. Maybe nobody's standing beside you saying it, but you still hear it. And suddenly something you could comfortably afford feels irresponsible, excessive, not for you. So you put it back. And most people think that hesitation is simply common sense. They assume it proves they're sensible with money, but sometimes the voice making the decision is not from wisdom, it's inheritance. Because a phrase repeated often enough during childhood can become an unconscious rule. A rule that says who gets to have money, what it means about you if you should enjoy it, and how much is considered too much for someone like you. We explore this inside Money River Mastery, not to blame your parents or make your upbringing wrong. They're often passing on what made them feel safe inside their own circumstances. But what protected one generation can become a limitation for the next. The deeper issue is that inherited beliefs rarely announce themselves as beliefs. They arrive sounding like facts. This is just how money works. People like us have to struggle. Ease never lasts. Wealth is for someone else. And that is the not for me voice. And every time you obey it without questioning it, your financial thermostat gets reinforced. Not only by the amount you believe you're allowed to have, but by the identity you believe you're allowed to occupy. Here's the true north distinction. A belief does not become true because it's familiar, and a thought doesn't become yours simply because it appears in your mind. You're still the one who gets to choose what receives your power. The old sentence may arise, but it doesn't get to decide what happens next. You can acknowledge it cleanly. That is the rule I inherited, and that is what money meant in my family. And then a different question becomes available. What is actually true for me here and now? Can I afford this? Does it align with what I'm creating? Because sovereignty is not rebelling against your family. It's no longer giving their stories authority over your financial identity. Maybe the new choice is to buy the thing. Maybe it's not. But the purchase is not the point. The point is who's making the decision, your current character or an inherited survival identity still organising around circumstances that no longer exist. That's where this becomes powerful. You start noticing the phrases, the emotional reactions, the silent rules, and then instead of seeing them as truth, you start seeing them as information. They tell you where the pattern came from, but they don't get to tell you where you have to go. So the next time that familiar voice says, people like us don't do that, pause and ask, is that actually true? Or is that an old family rule trying to make one more decision through me? Your financial future doesn't need to reject your past, but it does need to stop taking direction from it. Comment Thermostat and we'll send you the financial thermostat assessment. It'll help you to identify the unconscious inherited patterns that may still be shaping what you allow yourself to earn, hold, and receive.